Microphone check, check 212. Look, man, it's your favorite country cousin, Kimar Cain, coming to you all the way live. I want to thank y'all for tuning into your boy all around the world for 17 Potisos. Look, man, we at number 17, ladies and gentlemen, knocking on the door to 20. That's right, man. Y'all look, keep supporting your boy. I love the responses that I'm getting from each and every one of you. I'm loving the feedback that I get from all of you. And guess what? Today, I have a special treat for y'all, man. This is my brother, my big brother, the big homie, the OG, New York native, author, speaker, a bold, unashamed believer. It's going down in a major way. Potiso 17, special guest, ladies and gentlemen, my brother Jamel Jackson. Jamel, welcome to the Kimar Cain Show.
What's going on, Kimar Cain? Yeah, this is overdue.
Yeah,
overdue.
All over. Look, we had this conversation like back in July.
Yeah.
Here we are in December. Yeah. You know, maybe overdue, but hey,
but timing is perfect, man.
Timing is perfect.
I believe it just had to be this way, man. Like things had to get polished, experiences had to be made.
No doubt.
They've been made, and now I'm just interested to see what God's gonna do tonight, man. We just gonna let Him lead the dance, man. Open the conversation up, and we just let's see where it goes.
Who is Jamel Jackson? Give us like a brief synopsis on who Jamel Jackson is.
Man, Jamel Devon Jackson, born in Hempstead, Long Island, New York, is, the word that just comes to my mind is a survivor by God's grace. I'm an entrepreneur. And I use that word entrepreneur loosely because I know it's thrown around a lot, man, but
a lot.
Here's my perspective on entrepreneur, and I know that's not what we came here to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
It's not nothing new.
Yeah.
And it's not nothing new in the kingdom. And I'm not using kingdom as a cliche term. Everybody says kingdom, but entrepreneurship been around since the garden. So it's not nothing new. Like, oh, people are saying, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. And that's great. I'm not knocking that. But that's already been in me. I have a revelation that was in me from the beginning. You know, it's just manifesting now. Like, the entrepreneurship is nothing new to God. It's been around. It's just that people starting to catch the light bulb starting to come on. Like, oh, this is what I am?
Yeah.
You know?
So, look, Jamel Jackson has a book.
I'm just a servant, man. That's what I like to say, man. I mean, of course, we got the bio on the back of the book. That was great. It was put together, but at the end of the day, man, I'm just trying to serve, man.
A man out here serving, giving life to those who feel like they're lifeless. And this book, definitely, the value of relationships, principles to building a solid foundation. What made you want to name the book that first and foremost?
Because I literally believe everything you need is in the value of relationships in general. So it's not just boxing into a certain type of relationship. This is a relationship in general between husband, wife, business partners, family. And one day it was like he spoke to me, he was like, everything you need is in the value of relationships.
Yes, sir.
Like everything you need is inside of people. I put it inside of people. And when you value that, you obtain that. Like when two people value each other, it's not like what can I get from you? What can I get? I had an understanding right there in that day that I've been given everything by the King, everything by God. He's given me everything. So when I approach relationship is what can I give, not what can I get, because I realize you can't give me nothing. Now of course people can give you things, but there's nothing you can give me to satisfy me, my well-being that my daddy hasn't given me already. There's nothing you can give me. I mean, the things that I desire, you know what I mean? Food, shelter, clothing, he's gonna give me that. Because I mean, in his book, he says, look, don't worry about what you're gonna wear, don't worry about what you're gonna eat, don't worry about where you're gonna stay. He says, your heavenly Father knows you have need of these things. He says, seek first the kingdom. So that all of this is going through my mind. I said, wow. So even with me and you talking right now, I'm just trying to give. When two people are giving, then they never have lack. But some people approach relationships with what can I get?
Facts.
What can I get? And I believe valuable people attract people of value.
That's good, man. Wow. People of value attract people of value.
I want to go somewhere with that, man.
Come on, man. Go.
We ain't even in the Lose Your Life chapter, man.
Look,
valuable people attract people of value. When I say valuable people attract people of value, I was talking to one of my friends, and to make a long story short, he was supposed to do some work for somebody, and the guy called him, and the guy said, what's your price? He said, well, about $19 an hour. And he said, okay. And he said, the guy told him, okay, I was going to actually pay you $30 an hour.
Whoa.
And we're having this conversation on the phone. I'm like, wow. He said, so really what happened was I didn't know my value. And God started dealing with me with that as well. Like, what's your value? A lot of turn, and it could be monetary, it could be in many areas, but he's like, what's your value? Because valuable people attract people of value. You think, and then he started like, you think about a roller coaster, right? A roller coaster, one of those great theme parks, right? It's like the main attraction.
Right.
People will come from all over the world to see this roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what type of roller coasters out there now, but if you think of a famous roller coaster, people will come from all over the world, travel from different cities, states. Some people travel as far as other countries to see this roller coaster because the theme park has added so much, or the builder has added so much value to it.
Mm-hmm.
That it's that look. It's they use this word. It's an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
So this piece of value is attracting people from everywhere so much, Kimar, that people will actually wait in line.
Mm.
God says, look, I want to raise your value. Valuable people attract people of value. So he said, okay, if you value yourself low, that's what you're going to attract.
Mm.
He says, raise your value. Almost like that roller coaster. Think about it. People, you've seen it. Not only wait in line, people wait outside the theme park.
No doubt.
To see this attraction that has so much value.
Mm-hmm.
He says, when you raise your value to that level, people will wait in line for you. They'll wait in line to see you. They'll wait in line to get this book. They're going to be waiting in line. I'm speaking it. They're going to be waiting in line to get a copy of this book because he's going to add so much value to it. When we allow him to add that value to us, it attracts. Think about it. When that value is placed on that roller coaster, mm-hmm. when however they built it, this is beyond the marketing. Mm-hmm. And here's the kicker. People will wait in line to get on it. Some people will wait in line, or some people won't wait in line. Some people will be bystanders and say, "I don't want to do it." They don't want to. They don't want to get on the ride, so they'll just sit there and they'll let somebody else experience the value, and they'll come over and be like, "Man, it was great," and they'll be like, "Man, wow, I wish I could get on there." Or some people will wait in line and get right to it and say, "I don't want to get on," because that ride is filled with those dips and those turns and those loops,
hills and valleys. 100%. Look,
it's a lot to that, but I'm just skimming the surface on that value.
I'm telling y'all right now, man, Jamel Jackson is a brother of many words with an endless amount of mental shampoo. Like, every time I'm taking mental notes when I'm talking to this brother, and a lot of times I've definitely written some stuff down. I don't even know if I shared that with him before, but now he knows right here with y'all.
Yeah.
But the brother can definitely teach his butt off. But today, out of this book, The Value of Relationships, we're going to be talking about a specific chapter in this book. It's chapter 16, Lose Your Life. Now, what made you want to name this chapter, talking about the value of relationships, then you're talking about in the chapter about losing your life? Like, what do you mean by losing your life in this chapter?
That chapter, I gotta make reference back to one of the most amazing books that I think was ever written, is the Bible, and it's in Matthew 10, and it's amazing that in this story you have Jesus talking to his disciples, and he goes on to say, if you're gonna follow me, he said, if you cling to your life, you'll lose it. But if you lose your life and give up your life for me, you'll find it. And when I read that, I was like, I know I've heard that, but I've read it before, but this particular time, it hit me because lose your life was not even going to be a chapter in this book. I was done at the 15th chapter, experience versus experiment. And when I was reading that, I said, wow, that's different. Like, if you cling to your life, you'll lose it. If you lose your life for me, you'll find it. I'm like, hold on, you losing your life? And I know people will be like, I know what that means, but that stuck out to me because he's saying, okay, in order for you to gain life, you have to lose life. And here's the thing, nobody likes losing. So I said, what better way to end the book? I started the book with building blocks, which is how do you build, and then the end of the book is lose your life. So now that you built, you got to lose. And most people think, hold on, when I'm losing, how am I going to gain when I lose? Jesus brings along this new edition of addition. Because am I good?
Yeah.
Because we in our human minds, we think, okay, in order for me to gain, I got to add.
Yeah.
We got 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 1 = 3. Jesus like, okay, no, 2 + 1 is 3, 3 - 1 is 4. Hold on, no. I hear people probably thinking right now, what is he talking about? Prior to he says, cling my life, he chooses his disciples. he asked this question. He says, who do men say that I am?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them say, man, some say you're Elijah, some say you're John the Baptist. People at the barbershop are saying you this. Some people are down at the salon, they saying you black. People at the gym say you white. Some people over here say you Asian in the mall. He says, great, that's cool. But now who do you, personal, who do you say that I am?
Mm.
You know, for those that are familiar with the story, Peter goes on and says, oh, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. He says, cool. He says, Simon, first he says, Simon, I'll call your name Peter now. Simon, I'm going to call your name Peter. He said, flesh and blood didn't reveal this to you, but my Father that which is in heaven. Soon as he catches this understanding of who Jesus is, Jesus says, okay, now here's the kicker. He says, okay, now that you know that, I got to go lose my life.
Mm-hmm.
He basically says, I got to go die. I'm going to be handed over to the priest. This is what they're going to do to me. Peter steps in front of him and says, no, you can't do that. He reprimands him. He said, you can't do that. He's going to lose his life. Mm-hmm. He says, you can't do that. He says, get thee behind me, Satan. He's not talking to Peter. He's talking to the spirit that's operating in Peter, of course. He says, get thee behind me. He says, you're merely seeing things from a human point of view. Mm-hmm. I'm saying all that to say, because after that now, he goes on to say, if you cling to your life, you'll lose it. But if you lose your life for me, you'll find it. So what Peter didn't understand is that Jesus had to lose his life so we could find life. So we could find life. Think about how many times when I say lose your life, now we all have an expiration date, you know, but that life can consist of whatever your world is. Mm-hmm. It may be you saying, man, I want to bulk up. I want to get my body right. But you got a bad diet. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you're going to have to lose that life. You know, but every time you go to lose your life, you always have people like Peter, that this Peter syndrome that steps up and says, hold on, man, you ain't got to do that. No, you can't do that. You can't give up this diet. But you got to get away from me. If I cling to this life, I can't lose it.
Good. Now, in the beginning portion of Lose Your Life,
yeah,
you talk about the rich fool story. Mm. So, what made you want to choose this particular story and then tie it into your book, talking about losing possessions and sacrificing, as you just mentioned? Like, what made you want to put that into your book?
You know, there was a time I was at somebody's house, and to fast forward the story, I went into the cupboard and I was like, you know, can I get some of these crackers? And they were like, no, you can't have the crackers. And I was like, okay, you know, whatever, you know. It was kind of like a fallout, so I ended up leaving, not because they didn't give me the crackers, but I was leaving, you know, just to go about my business. And I came back the following summer to visit them. And I went into the cupboard again, and they had the crackers. I didn't know if it was the same crackers. I was like, oh, you know, can I get some of the crackers? They was like, oh, go ahead, get some of them. Mm-hmm. So I went into the box, I opened the box up, and I went to get a cracker, and I went to bite into it, and it was stale. I was like, what the world? And I looked at the box, and the date was the date of the previous year. I was like, oh, this must be the same box. Mm. But when I bit into it, God spoke to me, says, don't do this. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, he was like, don't hoard. This is hoarding. Now, here's the thing. That box sat there for that long. Now it's not beneficial for me or the people that wouldn't let you get it.
Yeah.
So then he started to speak to me about just stuff.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. We can hoard things, but we also can hoard our lives.
Facts.
People got cars, people got, whether it's a table, whether it's a phone, whether it's whatever it is, materialistic things, materialism. We like, oh, that's mine. You can't hold it. You can't sit on my couch. You can't have my car. That's my car. That's my car. Mm-hmm. He said, that's hoarding. So what I'm saying about the stuff, you got the rich young ruler. He says, look, I got all this stuff. He said, I know what I'll do. I'll build another barn. Because I got all these crops coming in. I'll build another barn. I'm going to stuff it in that barn. And God said, you foolish man. He said, you don't even know you about to die tonight. You about to die tonight. You don't even got nobody to give that to. Mm-hmm. You just been hoarding all of this stuff. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. I ain't giving up nothing. And let alone, that's just the material portion. Now we talking about your life. There's people that's been pulling on you or pulling on individuals, and they like, I ain't got no time. I can't do that right now. You hoarding your life. You don't want to lose your life. Because here's the thing, he says, if you cling to your life, you'll lose it. People will cling to their stuff and end up losing their stuff. Think about this rich young ruler. He said he had all his stuff. He said, I'm going to build a bigger barn. Right. And God said, you fool, you're going to die tonight. You don't even know you dying tonight.